And I'm sure a lot of Americans by now, reality have set in. And I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. You all check in. Let us know where you're watching from and how you are doing. Of course, I'm checking in from Northern New Jersey. To this Dollar Tree over in Maplewood. State Milk is also a plus. These past few years showed me. Hey family, welcome back to another video. This is Shauna, and I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. You all check in. Let us know where you're watching from and how you are doing. Of course, I'm checking in from Northern New Jersey. So we're almost 6 months into the year. I've been hearing some of the same things over and over from different people in different classes of people, whether they're low income, middle class, or even that so-called higher income now, right? Some of the same complaints is being said from no matter which tier of income you're in. Unless you're rich and then you're good and like Cash App on the screen, just Cash App me $1. I'm just playing with y'all, but especially things like lower prices. But what's really been going on up until now? How are the average families surviving? Are they surviving? What are people breaking points? What's really happening? Let's jump right into today's video. Some of the same complaints are being made, and it's really not fair, family. It's not fair. You'll think, okay, yeah, we're in America. We should be good. We're Americans. They say America is one of the best places to the land of the free, the land of the great. But a lot of people don't feel that way anymore. So I'm going to share some things with you guys on the screen. So stay tuned. You guys are free, right, to express, right, whatever it is you feel or think or your current situation in the comments down below.
I'm fucking stressed out. I'm fucking stressed. We should not be working like this. I work my ass off and I can't even fucking pay bills. And they always say don't compare yourself to others. But I see people going to Coachella and fucking like buying all types of shit. This pointless fuck you money. And I'm over here can't even fucking pay my fucking rent, bro.
Price of literally everything has gone up so fucking much to the point where everything is literally unaffordable. I have a fucking master's degree. I still can't afford shit in this economy. Gas is through the roof at over $5 a gallon here. It costs $100 for me just to fill my fucking gas tank. Grocery prices are over fucking $500 for a family of 4 for the month. And that's not even buying the extras. That's getting half the generic shit and shopping at Costco in bulk. And don't even get me started on trying to budget and save, because all I do is use this app to track my subscriptions every month to make sure that I'm not overspending on anything that I don't need to be spending on. Honestly, it's fucking insane at this point. But what am I supposed to do to make a living and then also have any kind of social life at this point? You can't.
So to even live right now in America, I'm not going to say it's unrealistic, because it's the reality of people like you and I. So the cost of living in America in general, we have landlords that's probably not in touch with the real world, because they're still asking for 3 times the rent. I was looking at places online the other day and I saw something that said 4 times the rent, 5 times the rent. If you can make 4 to 5 times the rent, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be applying to rent a house. You'll definitely be applying to own a house, especially earning up to 5 times the rent of a place nowadays, because we know a 1-bedroom is going to get you, you're going to be spending like $2,000 in my parts of New Jersey, right? So if you can make, that $2,000 5 times in 1 month, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't need to be renting at this point. But definitely, crap is going downhill. People are feeling it. I know I'm definitely feeling it. We are a family of 7. And you guys can just imagine how much the costs have tripled for us when it comes to groceries and bills. We rent. We do not own a home, which is something that I regret. We should have went through with the process years ago, but we didn't. But so that's a major regret of ours. But our rent just keep going up. Thankfully, I understand the landlord. Our rent went up, but it's not going up as nearly as much as a lot of other people's. We pay regular market rent. There's no assistance or anything like that. We pay regular market rent. But even the littlest increase is putting a strain on everyone, So we're definitely feeling it. And I'm sure a lot of people are still feeling it until this day. Even years after the pandemic, we are still feeling it. And it's getting worse. Like, was the pandemic better, or was it, or is it better now? Because it's definitely not better now. I feel like things just keep getting worse and worse and worse.
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country, $75,000 a year. And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the, you can go buy a car for, shut up, you can't, shut up, stop saying ridiculous things. An entry-level decent car is $30,000. So this person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k because, shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later. So after those two things come out of their paycheck and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck. Average rent in my state for a one-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy, the car payment's $579 a month. Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the insurance companies still want to screw you over. Food. You only cook at home. You never, ever go out. You only cook at home and you only eat decent quality food because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that. You spend $250 a month in gas. You wear and tear on your car $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make $75,000 a year, and outside of a car payment,
can you go in there and sit down and wait?
Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a park. You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you can't find it on the internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually. That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be, well, that's $300. Shut up. Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth. That's not a doctor bill, because God knows just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors. People like to be entertained. They want to date. They want to... There's those of you out there that will tell somebody living like this on $75,000 a year before taxes that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, that they should get a second job, that they should get a side hustle, that they should get a better job. And the fact that you would look at somebody with no debt other than a car and say something like this to them means objectively you're a moron and you live in a fantasy world. This is unsustainable.
Welcome to almost 6 months of 2026 living in America. Yes, fam, so we're at the halfway point. Things don't seem to be getting better. Hopefully, walking into 2027 when that approaches, and we know it's going to approach very fast, y'all, because it's like this time is like, you know what I'm saying? Time is moving very fast. But hopefully, once, there's talks in the air about this war ending, they're coming to some agreements. We'll see what actually happens with that. Hopefully it'll start by bringing the gas prices down. And, you know, and things to follow. Hopefully. I know certain states are implementing rent freezes as well. Check into that depending on where you live if you do rent. Then you also got to look into taxes and all like that. That's going up. Like I said, New Jersey is one of the states that have like the highest tax increases right now. And it sucks. Yeah. Y'all know it's just a lot. I know y'all feel the pressure. I know y'all feel the wind in the back on the back of y'all necks because we feel it too. Yeah, and it's about, you know, moving forward, maintaining and trying not to crash. Y'all know, trying not to crash or completely drop. You know, just to maintain, I guess, what have to do and be enough for a lot of families and just trying to make it, because some people that's up here really losing their minds, I feel for them because sometimes I feel that way as well. But yeah, y'all know, like when you're a parent and all, you're trying to keep your household together. You can't really let it out unless you're in a car alone or unless you're alone. And you can let out that quick scream for a quick second. And then we got to stop it and then jump back into reality. And it's not necessarily a good thing because it's doing a lot to the, you know, of the mental of a lot of people. And I see more and more people are looking angry. More and more people are depressed. More and more people don't know what the next step is. And we shouldn't have to, go get another job. Increase your income, When you have a family and you're working 3 jobs, when do you have time for your family? Especially when you have children, you have doctor's appointments, you have school events, you have sports, you have everything that fall in line. Even with a 2-family household, it's not even enough because everyone have to pitch in as far as like, you know, the adults. Everyone have to pitch in the amount of time that you need to spend at a job or jobs. You know, nowadays, just to be hardly making it, it's a shame. It's truly a shame. And I feel like it's the U.S. where most of our time is given to companies, you know, to help put back into the U.S. while our households sit either empty or, we're just not there. Maybe our families are there. Maybe our children are there. But we're not there just because we have to continue to work our behinds off to pay something that we're not in. Rent should not be as much as it is. To buy a home should not be as much as it is. Hopefully, like I said, things start to calm down, because if it don't, we are going to start to see a lot of people just giving up. And that's not what we want. That's not what I want. I want people to try to stick in there, hold on just a little bit longer, and hopefully let's see what's going on. I don't have that like large community where we are getting like help and all of that stuff. It's just up to me and Dad just to figure it out. We don't have that community, unfortunately. And when it comes down to even families like that, then it makes the struggle even harder. But we're going to leave this video right here where it's at. Like I said, hold on, hold on, just do what you got to do while you can do it. That's why it's great to continue to stockpile. That's why it's great to continue to prep, because if you do hit a little bump in your income and you can't afford something this month or next month or whatever the case may be, at least you can rely on your stockpile for food, medications, household supplies, and things like that. It does help. It really, really do help. And it might not be your usual of what you're used to. Actually, it should, because if you are stockpiling, you should be stockpiling things that you're used to, regardless. We might have to shop those cheaper brands, right? If your brand's salvy. But you got to do what you got to do to make it work. That's it. All right, fam. Let us know, what is your most current struggle nowadays in 2026? Like I said, almost 6 months in. How are you handling it? How are you not handling it? let us know what is going on. So we're going to leave this video right here where it's at. Thank you all for tuning in. If you are new here, of course, go ahead and consider joining the family by subscribing just like that. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I truly do appreciate it. Until next time, y'all, this is Shauna, and I'm officially checking out from Moments with Us. You all stay prep, stay blessed, stay safe, and most of all, remain beautiful queens and kings. Love you all. God bless, and see you next time. Peace.